Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Peninsula Biz Buzz. My name is Shelley Smith here representing my own company, Premier Rapport, as well as chapter liaison with the Penshurn chapter. Over to you, Bob.
Good morning. Bob McKenna here from the Virginia Peninsula Chamber of Commerce. And on this episode of the Peninsula Biz Buzz, we have Liz Parker, who is the general manager of the Holiday Inn of Newport News at City Center, and also the president of the Newport News Hospitality Association. How are you this morning, Liz?
I'm great, Bob. Thank you so much. Thanks for letting me be part of this podcast with you and Shelley.
Certainly. Are you in your hotel right now?
I am.
Okay. And is anybody else there?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
well, wait a minute now. Yes.
What's your occupancy rate?
We're currently right now sitting at about maybe 19% occupancy.
Okay. And then
our hotel is very fortunate. We are a mission critical hotel. And what that means is that we have a government piece of business that is considered to be mission critical to the security of our nation.
Okay,
So,
well that's good.
That's very good.
That helps
Very
a little bit.
Yeah.
So the for the viewers who don't know, the Holiday Inn at City Center used to be the Omni,
That's right.
and the last time I was at the Omni several years ago, it was in very bad shape.
Yes.
The Holiday Inn is beautiful. You've done a wonderful job, and you were really on the upswing. And then this hit,
Right.
and it's hit the hospitality industry very hard. Can
Yes.
you comment on the impact and then on the response also?
Sure. Within the state of Virginia, there's been, you can see where in January and February, everyone was doing extremely well, very profitable. We were seeing percentages move in our ADR. Rooms sold was up 4.5%. Our average daily rate was up, another 5%, which is really healthy for the area. And then when this hit in March, especially, kind of sort of mid-March for us, we just took a nosedive. So just this property alone, we lost over $120,000 just in the last 2 weeks of March. And going into April, we're looking at losing over $280,000. What's really hurt us the most is the fact that we have so many groups that have canceled, and so we've been fortunate. Some of those have rebooked in our hotels in Newport News, but a lot of them haven't, and it's really sad and unfortunate that you have weddings that were planned, and we're having to refund those monies because now those have been canceled due to COVID-19. And our upswing, what we're hoping to do is that we have a lot of our hotels in the city, especially in ours, and with the company that I work for with LTD, we had to make some drastic changes in payroll. So we had to make some changes where some of our staff members took pay cuts, as well as we furloughed well over 400 employees in our company. 80% of my employees here, and I have 80 employees here, have been furloughed. So it's been a tough ride. We're hoping that this will turn very soon and very quickly. As a company as a whole, we've probably lost roughly about $15 million as in the onset of where we're reaching and moving towards. In the next 3 months, we'll probably lose about 15 million. So that's very difficult for any company to have to endure. So it's very difficult.
Liz, because of your dual role as obviously general manager of your own facility, but also president of the hospitality group in Newport News, are there any additional stats that you can share with Newport News itself? Or are there other ones that are fortunate to have some of the critical contracting with the government? I mean, is there any positive, lining or how is the hotel community maybe supporting one another and their employees on a broader perspective?
From an employee, what we're doing is that all of us are communicating on a daily basis within the hotel industry and the restaurants. We're keeping in very much contact with them. We've been able to work with Cox Media for our restaurants that are doing curbside delivery, that type of thing, to where Cox Media has really reached out and helped us with our restaurants in offering free advertisement. Kind of get that stimulated and keep that moving during this period.
Hmm.
From a perspective of our hotels, and we're really reaching out to the community. In other words, the Peninsula Food Bank is helping a lot of our hoteliers and restaurants and their families to whereas if there's a need. So if there is a drop off, like yesterday, two of my employees donated their time at Hampton University, where we did the food bank was at, and we were distributing. They distributed over 250 boxes of food to families. We're also doing that within the hotels too to help those hotel individuals. LTD also is taking a lead with Cisco and working with them to prepare any foods that maybe perhaps are right there on the edge, maybe getting ready to expire in the next week or two, that they want to, if we can take that tomato and save it and put it in, a soup and that type of thing. I mean, that's something that, we certainly are doing. So we're really taking the lead on that and trying to help our employees, the 400 or so employees that we've had to furlough. So from a community perspective, we have really communicated with each other from within the city of Newport News, just to touch base and say, hey, how you doing? What's happening? Is there anything that we can do to help or assist even your employees? And that's from hotel to hotel. The association itself, we've asked if there's anyone that has a specific need, if there's something that's going on that we need to help them, even from a financial standpoint, or have it be if it's even from food. So we're there to help all the way around.
Beautiful. Can you give some reassurance? Because I know that you guys have all hands on deck and you're doing all kinds of things for
Right.
people who maybe are traveling because
Mhm.
of their essential, maybe they've been, whatever, they still need a hotel. Can you, because I know you're doing things, why don't you tell people some great things that you're doing to ensure the safety of your guests and of your team members that are there?
That's a great question, and I'm really thankful that you asked that question. Um, being that we are a mission critical hotel, we've had to take some measures because we know that many of those military individuals that are staying with us, many of them are actually going through a quarantine period for 14 days and then actually going into training. We also, too, our hotel is one of the few hotels in the city, which I'm really sad to see, but we will and we are supporting our first responders. So in the event that someone, a paramedic or an EMT, a nurse or a doctor, were to be exposed to COVID-19, we have a floor dedicated for those individuals. And we've taken great measures to make sure that we prepare the floor as well as we protect our employees, our staff, as well as the individual that's in the guest room. So when a guest comes and stays with us, it's not something like we, take a thermometer out and check their temperature or anything of that nature. But what we do is that we, at the front desk, we certainly have social distancing, enacted there. One of the things is that, we have our keys are cleaned every day and sanitized. There's a key box, sanitation box at the front desk where there's a solution in it, where the guest just drops off their key and then we reissue them a new key. In reference to food and beverage, if anyone wants a breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it will be served room service. And what we do is we go to the room, we knock on the door, we place the tray down at the floor level or on a jack stand. The guest opens the door, takes the food, and then of course we remove the food. They call the front desk, and then we remove the food. Everyone is wearing a mask that's on staff. Everyone has gloves on. I just ordered some booties for shoes for our team as well, because that's one of the hotspot zones is the bottom of your shoe. And so in reference to trash removal, because we do have a few guests that are possibly could be exposed to where we've had to make sure that we give them proper trash cans so that they're able to, a trash can bag actually that has linen in it so that they have linen for the next 3 days. They have supplies for the next 3 days. At the time of when those bags are filled with the dirty soiled linen, or have it be if it's dirty linen from the bathroom with towels or washcloths, they just tie the bag, put it outside, call the desk, and then of course our staff goes by and picks it up, immediately takes it downstairs to the laundry area, and then of course we put it in a washer in hot water. We have a checklist that I've shared with several of our general managers within our company. I'll be more than happy to share that with anyone that would like to have a copy of that.
Nice.
And it's a very detailed checklist of how you check the guest in that may have been exposed. And I think if everyone just takes really good precautions, I think we'll be okay. The biggest thing is to make sure you wear a mask and you have gloves on, and that you have social distancing at all times. And our team, I'm very proud to say no one on our team has been exposed or has gotten sick, that we currently have. And we have a team right now of 15, sometimes 20, based on our occupancy, that are working, almost every day. So I'm very thankful for that.
Beautiful. Bob, back over to you.
So Liz, I'm sitting here marveling and I'm thinking, the Holiday Inn has been a great community partner for the chamber, and I look forward to that partnership continuing after we pull out of this crisis. But I'm marveling at your uber competence. I mean, I would love to work for somebody like you. You're really doing a great job, and you're taking care of your employees as best as you can. You're a great community partner during this crisis. So I take heart talking to you this morning. You've been very informative. So when we move forward and our business models all change, right? I mean, the chamber's business model has to change. We don't do in October a 300-person event at the Holiday Inn at City Center, I don't think, as much as we would love to. How are you looking at the hotel industry, the hospitality industry, and changing your business model?
Well, I think there's several ways to answer that. One is that if you're a select service or a limited service hotel that is not a conference center hotel, and we have those in our portfolio, we may see a bounce back, maybe hopefully a little bit sooner than you would at a convention hotel.
Right.
Convention hotels may take a little bit longer to get that business back. However, I am very, very thankful to say that we have several of our customers, and this is what's unique about, and I'm very blessed to have a wonderful sales team, is that, we have customers calling us saying, how are you doing? What's going on? Is there any way we can help you? And just like, you are saying now, and it's one of those, I mean, we truly are a family here. So one of the things that we have seen is that a majority, I'd say probably about 40%, close to 40% of our larger conferences or organizations or group business has rebooked. And they've just moved it to August or September or October. So, we're thinking we probably will see a very quick surge perhaps as things get back to normal. But then yet it really all depends on how long this thing's going to be on the East Coast and in our country as a nation. Because that's a little concerning. I mean, one of the things that we took as soon as this happened and occurred, what we did is that, we shampooed all of our entire conference area. We wiped down all the walls. We wiped down everything, all the chairs, had all of them cleaned, carpets cleaned, everything you can imagine was cleaned in the conference center area. And we closed the door and locked it because we wanted to make sure that if in the event something were to come and someone says, hey, I need to have, a public meeting of things of nature or town hall meeting like Delegate Price has or Bobby Scott has, then we'd be prepared and we'd be able to accommodate them because we know it's clean, it's sterile. So we've taken some great precautions, and I'm hoping that we will see in the near future that business is moving in the right direction. I do think it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. I think we just need to have some really strong legs and be strong about it and get through it. I think a lot of our operators out there are really paying attention to what their expenses are and how much money they're spending because every day that, I have, our guests here and every day that our employees here, that's something that I'm looking at every single day, how much I'm spending every day. If there's a lesson learned for me out of this, is really to watch that bottom line a lot closer than I have been in the past. So there's, and the other thing too about a lesson learned is that I hope that anyone out there, make sure you take care of your staff, make sure you take care of your people. One of the things that our company did do is that they're making masks right now because there's such a shortage. So, Kimberly Schlick, our COO, is got her team making, masks now, and we have some survivor masks that kind of look like like you're a cowboy with a thing that comes up, And we have those from a couple years, and we've been utilizing those. So it's nice to see that it's not just at one location, it's the entire portfolio that cares about all of our staff.
Nice.
That's great. This has been a highly informative and as I said before, heartening. I appreciate what you're doing for the community and for your hotel and the Hospitality Association, and I'm very happy that you're a partner of the Chamber. So over to you, Shelley.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Liz, for sharing all kinds of great tidbits. I know that, our area has so many on the hospitality side. And so I know that there's a lot of people who are going to be listening, and don't be surprised if you don't get a few pings asking for that checklist. I think that, sharing that and people adding to it is, like you said, a marvelous thing. I love hearing the support with Cox and with Cisco, and those are amazing things. And those are the kind of stories that people need to really hold on to and realize that, again, we are in all this together, and people are really leaning on each other in different ways, and it's really innovative and inspiring, and there's a lot of good going on. So thank you for sharing that, and we appreciate you being on today. And again, as always, listeners and viewers, please comment, share, like. And Bob, that's all I've got. So you do the final close today, and I'll stop recording.
I'm done. I've talked enough today. So thanks again, Liz, and thanks to my co-host, Shelley. Shelley, I appreciate that you get dressed up for these. I'm going to have to start getting dressed up a little bit.
Hey, man, you got a part of my virtual training that I do on my webinars is you got to get it going.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to.
I'm
going to have to break out the trimmer and clean up the beard and get a haircut, maybe. So, okay. Well, great. Thanks to you both, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. Take care. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.